Welcome! If you've ever felt that you're just constantly fighting a battle against weeds, or that your soil just seems to get harder and less alive each year, well, you're in exactly the right place. We're about to explore a method of gardening that truly partners with nature, not against it. And the result? Healthier soil, bigger harvests, and honestly, a lot less work for us.
So here's our roadmap for this journey. First, we're going to go underground and really understand the incredible science of the soil biome. Then, I'll walk you through the exact steps to create your very own no-dig bed, right from scratch. After that, we'll talk about the easy rhythm of long-term care. And finally, we'll pull out the hard data and bust some of the biggest myths in gardening.
To really get what no-dig is all about, we have to start with a fundamental shift in how we see things. This isn't about some new tool or a clever technique. It's about seeing the soil not as dirt that we have to conquer, but as a living, breathing ecosystem that we need to nurture.
So here we have the central choice, right? For generations, we've all been taught that digging and tilling is what you do to prepare the soil. But what we now understand is that this act literally fractures the delicate soil structure, it releases carbon, and it wakes up all of those dormant weed seeds. The alternative is so simple. We just stop disrupting, and instead we start feeding from the top down. We're just mimicking the way a forest floor builds rich soil, naturally.
And just beneath the surface, there is a vast, interconnected universe. Plants and fungi are engaged in this incredible biological barter system. They use these delicate mycelial networks to trade sugars for essential minerals. And the earthworms are silent partners. They tunnel through the soil, creating perfect channels for air and water, all while leaving behind these incredibly fertile castings. To dig is to shatter this entire world. To practice no-dig is to protect it.
Okay, so once we start respecting that living world in the soil, what actually happens? Well, the benefits are profound and very, very tangible. This is where honoring nature translates directly into abundance in our gardens.
And the data really speaks for itself, doesn't it? When we leave soil undisturbed, we're building a powerful carbon sink. That healthy, undisturbed soil structure starts to act like a sponge, which dramatically improves water retention and reduces our need to irrigate. And the crucial point here is that this biological vitality translates directly into healthier plants, and as countless trials show, consistently higher yields.
And here's something you'll notice almost immediately. You will spend so much less time weeding. Instead of constantly pulling or digging out weeds, we use a very simple principle from nature: light exclusion. By blocking sunlight, we exhaust the energy reserves of the weeds that are already there, and we prevent new seeds from ever germinating. It's such an elegant solution that works with nature's systems, not against them.
All right, we've talked about the philosophy, the why. Now let's get our hands dirty and talk about the how. The real beauty of this whole system is its simplicity. You can start this process of regeneration with just a few basic materials right on top of your existing lawn. It's an incredibly empowering first step toward healing the land right under your feet. If you value this mission of healing our soil, please hit that subscribe button. It is the best way to support the Roots Revision community and keep this knowledge growing.
So the first physical step is to lay down plain brown cardboard. This layer is our light barrier. It's really critical to remove any plastic tape and to overlap the edges generously so that no light can penetrate. But this isn't just a barrier. Think of it as a future meal for the earthworms, who will come up, break it down, and incorporate it right into the soil.
Next, on top of that cardboard, we add our life-giving layer, compost. A nice, generous layer, about 4 inches or 10 centimeters, is ideal for a brand new bed. And remember, this isn't just fertilizer. It's the medium where our plants will start their lives, and it's the main food source for the entire soil food web that we are trying to nurture. And here's the amazing part. You can plant right away. No waiting. Your seeds or your young plants go directly into this top compost layer. As they get themselves established, that cardboard below will be softening and breaking down. So by the time their roots need to go deeper, they'll push effortlessly through the decomposing cardboard and right into the native soil, bridging those two worlds.
So once your bed is established, the whole process it settles into this beautiful, simple, predictable rhythm. Our role really shifts from being a disruptive laborer to being more of a caretaker, focused on feeding the system that, at this point, largely sustains itself.
And this is the key to keeping it going year after year. Once a year, usually in the fall, we just add a thin mulch of compost right on top. We are not feeding the plants directly, we are feeding the trillions of microorganisms, fungi, and worms. And they, in turn, make all the nutrients available to our plants in a perfect slow-release cycle.
Even the way we harvest can become a part of this regenerative cycle.
For crops like beets or lettuce, a gentle twist and pull lets us harvest the main vegetable while leaving all those fine root structures in the ground. And those roots, they just decompose in place, providing valuable organic matter and leaving behind channels that improve the soil structure.
Okay, so let's tackle some of those deeply ingrained gardening traditions. This method challenges conventional wisdom, not with just an opinion, but with years and years of methodical, data-driven trials that show us a much more effective path.
So what about mandatory crop rotation? In theory, it makes sense for depleted soils. But in a no-dig system with this incredible biological diversity, the soil is so resilient that disease pressures are just vastly reduced. I'm talking about long-term trials showing 11 consecutive years of potatoes and 9 years of lettuce in the very same bed with absolutely zero loss in yield or health. And this might be the biggest myth of all, the idea that we have to loosen the soil with a fork. 10-year trials show that forking a bed just once a year results in an 8% decrease in yield. So why is that? It's because the fork shatters those vital mycelial networks and collapses the natural structure built by earthworms. The soil life aerates the soil for us, and it does it far more effectively.
In the end, this is what it's all about. This vision of abundance. It isn't an anomaly. It is the logical, predictable outcome of a system that works in partnership with nature. From a small test plot, over 360 kilograms of nutrient-dense food was harvested. This is what happens when we stop fighting the earth and start feeding it.
Thank you for joining us on this journey into the soil. You know, healing our planet's soil is one of the most important missions of our time, and it truly can start right in our own backyards. We invite you to join the soil revolution. Please subscribe to support our community and continue learning with us. Now go and plant.